Hello guys and welcome back to Geopolitical Simulator 4 with our Congo playthrough. We've reached 2026 as I'm trying my best to go pay off my debt, which is really just down to making money and not doing anything with that money, pretty much. And if we can get there, that would be a nice little goal to fulfill for my little African dictatorship. Justin Trudeau came to visit. Let's see what he wants. Nothing I can help him with. He wants to buy a submarine. But I don't necessarily have the ability to make one. Hence, look, I cannot agree. I can try to send this back to him now that I went -1 +1. Maybe it'll still go through. Because it wasn't going to let me accept initially. Okay, cool. So that worked. Just -1 +1 in the future. Note to Res, if anyone ever does this and we end up in this situation like with the anti-missile batteries, just -1 +1. If they're in person, it'll work. If they're in a contract, that probably will not work. But we successfully sold Trudeau a submarine. Canada came to me to purchase a submarine. The Canadian leader went to Congo in Africa to purchase a submarine. Not just any submarine. One of the worst possible submarines. No, I'm sorry. The worst possible submarine you could buy on the planet at the only source that you can buy it that is not the black market. When you could have just gone to like anybody else and bought one that's rank 3. Well, here's something interesting. So, the gas that I sold, its effect on my economy was so last minute that it didn't reflect in my actual growth rate that I saw. My growth rate, by the way, is now 0.31%, but that's of a new GDP that has once again doubled, which is great. This has resulted in me having a budget excess of 48 billion. Only 10 billion in public debt remaining. Meaning, within the year, we could guaranteed pay off the rest of this debt and then start accumulating some kind of an excess. And then just start moving on, building from there. That would be pretty sweet. I'd love to. Damn, dude, the income is really coming from taxes now. Look, this is the percentage of my income coming from taxes. That's what just changed because of the oil. This was me making the oil deal, and this was its effect on my GDP. And it seems to be primarily, almost exclusively, coming from employer social security payments. It's also coming from employee social security payments. A little bit from wealth tax. My VAT income's actually gone down. Company and tax on turnover is like insignificant at this point. All that gas money is coming from the employer social security payments. And that is a lot of money, man. And the employee ones as well. Let's not forget that that technically exists. So that is amazing. That's just so much income that we have now. I just have to wait 1 quarter and then we will get an amount of money that might be able to pay off most of the rest of this public debt. There's not a lot of other trade I can do. I can make a deal for the new wood, like the updated amounts of stuff we make in our industries that's available. But I don't think it's necessarily relevant right now. Our growth is kind of shitty, but it might just go up naturally, at least a little bit anyway. And holy cow, our importations are down. Look at this. This is where it started at the beginning of the game. Look how much down they are. They really are down. And then our exports, meanwhile, in terms of volume of, annual volume in billions, is way up from the start of the game. That's pretty sweet. We can't do anything special for exporting oil because it's all at a preset price determined by OPEC anyway. So there's nothing that I can really do there. Let's change the retirement age up to 70. It feels like it's going to max me out at 80. I don't think it's going to let me go above 80, which, you know what? Fair enough. I don't know many 80-year-olds that are going to work. We don't have any 80-year-olds either, I think. We're getting close to having one, but we don't have one. Look how much the killed on road accidents per year has fallen. I haven't really highlighted this before. And the drug addiction rate is starting to go down as well. That's pretty cool. I haven't even raised up the highway patrol spending. I could. That wouldn't be a lot of money. Let me go ahead and do that. Let's max out that. Don't know how well that will be received. That's usually, I think, not something that would be received very well. Security automobile, it's received okay. Oh, great, a riot. I'm gonna go for 71 for the retirement age, and then go look at education, where we still apparently have a teacher problem. it says, though I think these ratios are starting to get a lot better, if you ask me. We'll go for 100,000 teachers. We're more than doubling what it was at the start of the game now. The leader of Haiti has also now chosen to meet with us. He wishes to purchase a fighter plane. -1, +1. There you go. You can purchase a fighter plane. Purchase a fighter plane. Yes. So I've now sold a fighter plane. I find it so cool that countries are actually coming to me to purchase military equipment that I can make. I find this so cool because when I was Sweden, basically nobody ever came to me to buy anything that I could make. So that's just a pretty nice thing, if you ask me. Also, I don't know if I mentioned it. I keep meaning to mention it, but at some point, our highway here finished building. So this highway is built, for whatever that's worth. I came out with a treasury reserve of $3.5 billion. Not quite as much as I was expecting, given my budget excess, but hey man, whatever. Let's go ahead and pay off the rest of what we owe to Germany and then start paying back what we owe to America, which leaves us with only $6.5 billion more debt to pay off. I went ahead and I made another contract for sugar. We got a bit of a better price, like $40 better of a price on this one with America here. It's got a like frowny face, but it's because it's not as much relatively from when we made it. But the sugar industry has literally doubled in its significance in what it had available. So I just sold the rest of that pretty much, or apparently a much smaller amount than I thought. It had looked like it had doubled, but I went ahead and did the same thing with wood. Now that is a much bigger amount because wood is just one of those earlier things that we expanded that is now doing very well. Something that wouldn't be too much money to build is a single medium traffic airport. I think I'll go ahead and build it over close by. I need to go ahead and actually like select this for it to go through, annoyingly. That's like a weird new thing. Intense traffic airports are so expensive in comparison. They're like almost 10 times the price. Not exactly, but almost. I'm going to place this medium airport over by Port Noir for now. It's going to count, I think, for the whole region anyway, but it's just going to go there as like the port of entry. It's also just, you know, so much easier as well. So that should hopefully be pretty nice. It's a very cheap thing to get some more stuff coming along, some more economy, some more movement, because everything else is really expensive or otherwise not on the map anyway. And I just want something cheap that's actually kind of relevant because we don't actually have any capacity for air travel yet at all. There's also this airline ticket tax, which I don't really know how I feel about. It doesn't make a lot of money. I'm going to lower it from 15 down to 10%. I think that seems pretty good to me. Go over to health, and let's also change the retirement age to 72. I'm starting to run out of room to move that up as well at this point. We also need still more healthcare workers. Let's go ahead and double the amount that we just doubled of healthcare workers because it's looking a lot better. We're not in the double digits of thousands. We're in the single digits of thousands, which is getting closer to the world average. We should be roughly maybe around the world average of medical doctors per population, I believe, and our hospital beds are doing just great. Honestly, I am going to go ahead and make a big spending decision. $2.5 billion annual reimbursement here on getting broadband internet from 0 to 100%. We're such a tiny nation that this is easy enough to do, but it's still a fairly expensive thing. I'm just going to go all in, 0 to 100, broadband internet. It'll be done in a month. This is something that can help our services. It could help our healthcare. It could help all kinds of things. All these different internet utility things. So that'll be pretty good. Public finances is not happy. Digital is quite happy. What a surprise. Woo, looks like it was the 5-year cost that just came immediately into our debt in one fell swoop right there, all from America. I went ahead and raised our retirement age to 73 now because we were just glued to 100, so I figured why not? No one's ever retiring in this country. Hey, we actually got a sit-in over the high retirement age. Yeah, I appeared on television, so it'll probably go away pretty quick. I'm still passing time by really quickly because even though I just spent all this money, I'm hoping to pay off the debt. If we do get a gigantic chunk of money out of that number, 45 billion now, by the end of the year, then that would just be great. We would be able to pay stuff off really, really quickly. I have to do like a police intervention to get rid of this sit-in. Mother Earth is dying, the third hunger strike, yet here in African dictatorship land, hunger strikes don't seem to do anything. The game gets really, really dramatic and starts telling you you're gonna lose power and die.
1 week before
Hey, the video game championship's coming up. Hell yeah, baby. I definitely want to be there. But yeah, they keep telling you that you're gonna die. It's still there. Police have been sent in, I think, is enough. But I'm clearly not going to die. Alright, I'm sending the military in to break this shit up, because it's still there. I gave them 6 days alone, 6 days with the police. Now we're going to send in the military to get them out of this sit-in. Oh, well, as it would seem, our leader has died. He literally died or something, so maybe it was the end. But we have God in Spy, so we can keep playing. This is quite an interesting popularity chart. I guess because this guy just took power here. Here's the new president of the Congo. I don't know how he died. It's just a sit-in. Literally, it's just a sit-in. And we have max security for head of state. And above the world average policemen per capita. So I don't know how the hell that happened, but there you go. One thing that does not change is our need for doctors. I'm going to up this to 2,500 instead of 2,000, even though I know they're still recruiting, just because I want to keep moving that along. That'll also net me a little bit of popularity, I guess. The ratios for teachers to students are now just doing great. Absolutely amazing, so that's awesome. It keeps saying that we need more spaces in our secondary education system, so I'll make another 25 of these second education whatever system things. Well, looks like the video game championship didn't actually go very well, unfortunately. That's sad. There needed to be stars and organization. We'll try maybe like 10 million for next time. Maybe that will be a better budget. I ended up with another now 4 billion cash surplus. We'll go ahead and buy back what of the loan we can. The internet is built. Unfortunately, that didn't help the growth as much as I wanted because we're still like slightly negative. It's going to be a bit of a over time kind of thing, however, that improves quality of life, but also of things that need internet. There's even internet services. It'll contribute to things slowly. And in case you're curious, our national consumption of electricity is actually up to 3. It's like doubled since I last looked at it, but we can make 6. I'm going to throw another 5 hydro plants in here, which is almost 1 billion. It's a lot of money. Still going to do it, get us up to 25, even though we're at no risk of hitting 6 right now, just to be on the safe side. This probably came with the gas increase, to be honest. Guys, I'm starting to suspect that our popularity is permanently stuck to 53% on this new leader, and that it is literally never going to move from this point, because it is not moving no matter what. Hey, with the increase in medical staff, the life expectancy is starting to go up, so that's pretty awesome. As we start to have an actual acceptable population per medical doctor ratio. I don't know what we're going to do about popularity now that it seems to be permanently broken. If it really doesn't ever change, then I might just manually set it to like 100 or something so that it's nicer to look at, or like, I don't know, 99 or 69. I don't know. All right, I will confirm I did try to set it to 69 just for you guys, and it's still at 53. I even looked at it. It broke whenever the first leader died. Popularity is just broken now, so I guess popularity is a broken game mechanic for the rest of this playthrough, and we don't need to worry about it for literally anything, which means I wonder what happens if we just raise the retirement age to max. You think that'll make a change? Let's find out. Yeah, dude, this should have put me at 0, but it's not doing anything. Look, I'll even show you, man. 53.27, it's just stuck there. That's hilarious. That, I've never seen that happen before upon a leader death, but here we are. It's about time for things to start breaking tremendously based on how the Sweden playthrough went, right? And there you go. That's a much different thing to break so far, but alright. Oh yeah, another thing that broke that I noticed is the this right here, these secret services networks, it doesn't show that we have a network in Sao Tome, but we do. I have informants there, and it keeps showing progress and current operation status in that nation. And it lets me assign stuff, but also not really. It's very weird. Like, look, it thinks all 25 that are there are actually available. It doesn't know that we have that. That broke a while ago. So the networks have permanently broken so far. And now the popularity is permanently broken for the playthrough. This is quick. I expected, like, now I'm learning that this is not the case. I expected the latest and greatest version of Powered Revolution to be less buggy than the earlier editions that I played, but I think it's more buggy. I think it's buggier, honestly. It's been a while since I got an industry up and running. Let's go ahead and get the biotechnology industry going. That should be pretty simple and easy. Biotechnology is already up and running again. I'm going ahead and moving that to just a more basic state involvement. There's another vaccine that I've nationalized. I don't know what CJD is. I'm sure we cannot make it, however, and I will snoop around for something else that I can nationalize for, let's say, 400 million or less. Yeah, 400 million or less household appliances. That seems pretty feasible. It worked. It's been raised, that industry now. The household appliances, I'm getting it state involvement. We're going to work on films next. This is a service. So films. There's some that no longer have prices, which is concerning. Like, some of these are not showing their prices. Let me show you. So if I go down to, for example, tire industry, there's no price. If I look at utility vehicle construction, there's no price. I'm going to assume the price is still there. The game just broke enough that it's not showing me it anymore, which would be heavily unfortunate. Oh, I see what happened here. The reason it's not showing prices is because it's not going to let me confirm and try to get these going on my own to begin with. So the only way to do this at this point would be a subsidy. I'm going to try to reload into the game and see if that fixes this. Okay, so these ones are permanently broken. That's a shame. I'll put them both on state involvement because at that point, subsidies are going to be the only way we could get those off the ground. I have no idea what subsidy they're going to want because I don't remember their prices. Safe to say it's probably $500 million or more. I'm also starting to feel like our actual amount of money is broken as well, because I see this double digit, like this huge amount of budget excess, which is varying between like 35 billion and like 40 something billion. Wow, we get these pop-ups a lot when we're a dictatorship, let me just tell you. But we have all of this money, and yet we're only getting like maybe 10% of it max every quarter. We should be getting more like a quarter of it every quarter. And Suriname wants to have a meeting. We'll have a meeting with Suriname, sure. Don't know what the hell I have you want. Probably some military equipment. What I want to do is get to the end of this year to see if we actually get a huge sum of money. Because based on what's remaining, we should be able to basically pay off all the even new debt I got. The film sector is up and running. That's hot. Let's go ahead and send that back to partial investment. What does Suriname want? Let's find out. He wants milk. Oh yeah, that's right. We are the best milk market in the world. And none of it? No. Oh no, our milk production has like tripled since I last checked. So we're going to start up by your price. 382,123, and he just said no. Well, since I know that that's what you want anyway, maybe I could just force one through. Okay, so he countered with a higher amount that, this is so weird, a higher amount than before, and I offered him 382, and he changed it to 328, so that's already a much better price. I don't really understand what the hell was happening there, but it's actually working out now. All right, this works out pretty well for me. 364K for milk, a decent amount of it. A lot of what I have remaining, I guess. Almost all of it. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to amount to much, but it's still much more than we sell it for. So that's going to be some kind of increase, buff to the economy. Oh, hey, look at this. We got biodegradable plastic. That's hot. Is that all? That's all. And what does biodegradable plastic affect? The plastic industry, which we do not have. So I'm going to go ahead and just patent that. Well, we've gone into a new quarter and we have 4 billion now. Let's buy back this loan. This is still much lower than I would expect for our budget excess overall. So here's hoping we get kind of like the rest of it at the end of the year, or there might be some kind of number bug. I'm not sure. Well, on the bright side, the life expectancy is still going up, closer to where it was at the beginning of the game anyway, which was 63. We're at 58 now. The retirement age is now maxed out at 80, so nobody retires anymore, ever, forever. We're still not growing, which I'm only half concerned about. There's more I could do. I'm just more interested in paying off money. Our population per medical doctor is actually under the world average now, so that's good. We're much better off than we were. Could probably be better, but we're much better off than we were. I know something that can raise our growth. Let's order another 50 tanks. Ordering 50 tanks from our industry would make 50 more tanks. It would create more growth, I believe. It should create more growth. Anyway, get up to like 100 tanks. These rank 2 tanks. We can make now national production of 12, so it's definitely been improving the GDP of that industry. What is the GDP of the tank industry right now? Let's actually look at it. I haven't looked at it in forever. Tanks and armored vehicles. Well, its total GDP percentage is a lot less, but we make 11.3% of the global share of tanks. So, yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. Oh my God, an AIDS vaccine. An AIDS vaccine. You know we need that. Not that we can actually have it because somebody else researched it, but hey. Hey, we got 49 tanks. We also won a tournament, so that's looking pretty good. Happiness declines. I don't know what our stats are at this point. I've just been going as quick as possible. Well, not as possible, while still reading everything, keeping up with everything. Hopefully not having what just happened to that notification happen. That's a goal. I hate having the notifications so much. There's way more notifications now than there are in all the other versions of this game, I must say. Budget excess is down to 25 billion. I don't know why. Money should be improving, but towards the end of the year, the budget excess always like goes into this weird, different realm. Wait a minute, when did we... Oh, hey! What is this called? Popularity is not at 53 anymore. I don't know when that happened. I don't know if that happened while I was just talking or before then. I haven't been looking because it hasn't been changing. And I've been recording each episode for over 2 hours now because there's just not really a lot happening. Well, if it mattered, the amount of children working in the country are down to 22.97%. The actual illegal employment went lower than that, faster than this. So that's cool. That's like a hidden statistic. It just pops up randomly in notifications. And it's kind of meaningless, honestly. It doesn't really mean anything. Did you know that over 90% of my population right now is in poverty, according to the game? And my income from them is just like higher than it's ever been, despite the fact that our population growth is lower than it's ever been. This is the thing about this game. A lot of these numbers, a lot of these statistics, they don't matter. They're not really... They don't mean what you'd think they mean by reading them. And a lot of them can be safely ignored. Well, we came out at the end of the year. Look, the budget excess shows it's going to be higher than ever before now. Even though my economy shrank, yet I came out with a limited amount of money compared to what I would expect. But I'll just pay stuff off, I suppose. There's some taxes that I wanted to get rid of for a while for a number of reasons. The real estate tax is one of these. It's pretty cheap to get rid of it. And it helps everyone. It helps employers. It helps the employees. It helps literally everybody that owns any kind of land. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And it appears, look, that's really good for housing. It appears our popularity is still actually bugged out. I thought it wasn't because all of a sudden it was at like 100 or something. Now it's at 61 and it's not moving again. I wonder if it's like perma-borked. Setting it to 69 maybe unborked it because it immediately went up to 70 for some reason. I don't really know what it's doing, to be fair. Wow, dude, the cars per capita was not going up to begin with, but it's just falling off a cliff. as of some point a year ago. I don't know. Time's just passing by so fast because I'm just sitting here hitting this button, waiting till something pops up, seeing what it does. Yeah, no, this is just permaborked. The only way this moves now is if I move it. Or it just teleports by itself, I guess, at the end of a year. Well, we got that tax through. Not that it will reflect in our popularity, but that helps those that are in poverty with housing and things like that. Doesn't change the fact that 96-97% of our population is above the poverty line for some crazy reason. I don't even know how that's possible. How is that possible? These numbers are so broken. It's the great thing is, if I decide to make guides on this game, I can explain how things work, or at least how they're supposed to work and what things mean. But I have to add disclaimers for everything. Like, this statistic is bullshit to a lot of these things, or just don't cover them at all because they don't mean what they say. Well, I got information that the leader of Gabon finances Eritrea. So, well, something against Eritrea anyway. So that's interesting. Now, one downside is I doubt I can get back into the UN in order to present that information and then go to war, unless I'm some form of democracy. Yeah, they say no because I don't have human rights. Well, I wonder what happens if I become a king instead of a dictator. You think they'll accept a king? I also just noticed our leader's title is politician. It didn't actually change his title to match the fact that he's the leader now. So that's quite interesting. Well, his position is still politician, but he's Thabo first now. So let's see if they accept this first -1 days till next election. Oh man, this game is all kinds of bugged out now, isn't it? Let's ask. Hey, my airport is finishing building. That's nice. No, they don't care. We may not join because human rights are not respected. Well, it is what it is. In that case, we really don't need, like, information per se. All we would really need on anything is preparation for a cyber attack. And that's basically it. And then we technically have one over here as well, which I can go ahead and manually, I have to do it through here, change to that, because it's just so bugged out. So a couple things. I like how in the random events now, everyone started calling me Your Majesty. Second thing, this guy's dead now too, because there was another sit-in over the high retirement age. And this seems like it's just going to kill the leaders over. Why is this guy 100% popular? Holy shit. Well, we got another new leader now, so that's a thing. Oh, no, this guy's dead now too. I don't understand. Like this... How I have the entire police force and the military outnumbering them 2-1, and somehow they're killing every head of office in a sit-in. Not just a sit-in. Well, we got 3.4 billion. We'll just put all that into our debt, which brings it down to 5.4 billion. We are out of time for this episode, though, and this playthrough is getting so freaking buggy that I want you guys to tell me. Do you want me to continue this series? Because it's breaking dramatically to the point where I don't know if it's fun to watch anymore. It might be time to call it, move on to the next one, as is the process with this game. Let me know in the comments below. I'm totally willing. I'm just curious if you guys are actually finding this fun enough to continue instead of seeing another country going through everything that I went through in the earlier episodes. But for now, that's going to be it. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.